Hello, Steeler family. Welcome to the Barbarian channel. This is the Barbarian, and I want to make sure I say that correct. The Barbarian. Now, before I get started, God, family, football, such as the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I want to say other Pittsburgh sports too, far as the Penguins, the Pirates. I can keep on going down the line, and video games. I'm a big gamer, and I want to make sure I always put that out there. So today, I want to talk about our Pittsburgh Steelers and what options we got at the NFL draft. The first person I want to talk about is a guy from Michigan. Now, I'm a big Pitt guy. I love Penn State, but got to recognize good players when I see them. And one of my favorite players that I have here on my draft is Brendan McGregor of Michigan. He reminds me of, you guys ain't going to like this too much, but I don't mind. He reminds me of a player that plays for the Raiders. I don't want to say his name, but you guys know who he is. He's very annoying to watch. He has tattoos all over the place, and I don't like him, but if he was on my team, I think I would like him a whole lot. He does a lot of good work. The guy is annoying. When it comes to watching this guy on defense, you can just imagine if you was a quarterback about to hike the ball, you see this guy. Not only is he staring at you, knowing he's going to try to get through that line, I would say most of the time he gets through. And he chases you down, and it gets you by your foot, or you think you got a receiver open, you're about to pass the ball, and he's on your freaking back and knock you down to the ground. He's a tough guy. This guy would be great on our offensive, or on our defense. Paired him up with T.J. Watt or Highsmith, or I would definitely say, since he's going to be an end, he'd be up there with Hayward. He would be a great player for us, very annoying for the offense that we have to go against. I like this guy a whole lot. Hopefully you guys go ahead and look this guy up. The next player on the line, besides this guy, Brendan McGregor of Michigan, I would definitely say Jalen Simpson of Auburn. This kid, he reminds you of a typical corner that Pittsburgh usually gets. Fun-loving guys, love to make plays, very heady, and exciting when they make a play. Not only to just catch it, they want to score almost every time. And they're going to do their best to weave up and down through traffic to get through. And if they don't make it, what do a lot of cornerbacks do, especially the ones that are kind of small? They just lay on the ground and said, okay, you guys got me. I can't go no further. But darn sure when I get back on the field, I'm going to make another play. That's what he reminds me of. I think we would like him on our team. I think he'd be a great addition. He's a little small, 179, but I don't care. I think he would be great for us. I think he would be a great player. Jalen Simpson of Auburn. All right, everybody. Next player is Mohamed Kamara, defensive lineman from Colorado State. I think I said that name right. He's a defensive lineman edge guy. He's a grown man. He's serious. He makes me think of a silent assassin, but this silent assassin is stupid big. 6'1", 248 pounds, and he can come at you. He reminds me of I want to say Mean Joe Green, but not by the way he plays, but his stature, how he looks. He looks like a grown man already coming at you. He looks like a grown man when you're talking to him, probably on the field. But he's a kid coming out of college. It's just crazy. But the dude is dangerous. He's relentless. He has a high motor. He's tough. I think he could be a great addition to our team as well. Yes, I'm going for some defensive players because I think with all the injuries we had last year, I think that would be very helpful for us to keep us stable and strong in this case something happens. And I think these guys can step up. They have that mean streak in them. The guys I'm talking about, dude from Michigan and this dude here, even though he's a little bit of a quieter version, he has a mean streak well. And he reminds me, I would definitely say he will put you in the mindset of Highsmith, but with a little bit more of a mean streak to him. I think you guys will like him a whole lot. Like I said before, his name is Mohamed Kamara. Look this guy up. I think you guys will like him. Next dude, Blake Fisher from Notre Dame. He's an offensive tackle. What I like about him, I actually put some notes about this guy. Now, I made notes about the other guys too. I want to go back and say something about Jalen. If you go back and look at his play at UMass, you're going to see a smart, instinctive player. One of my favorite plays that he did was a pick six against that team where he baited the quarterback into an interception. He let the receiver make his turn, and then he stayed behind him just a little bit, ran in front, caught the ball, ran in for a touchdown. All right, that was a side note about Jalen, but I think you guys would like that. Against Cal, he did very well. 2 very smart, instinctive plays against Cal and against Georgia. 3 crazy smart plays against Georgia and 2 plays against LSU. So against smaller teams, he did well. He did what he was supposed to, and against bigger teams as well. So now let's get back to Blake Fisher. Now Blake Fisher, he's great for the run game, right? Good at blocking, and there's been many times where teams actually would send people towards the quarterback, and this crazy dude was blocking 2 people, right? He was handling 2 people at once. The guy is nasty. He's strong. You can tell if somebody can do something like that. He's got to be really strong. He is 6'6", 310 pounds. Power. He's heavy. He's kind of a bend don't break type of guy where he would get a hold of you and stop you. And you know what? He has enough awareness or I could say confidence and comfortability with the offensive scheme that they're running to be able to block 2 people when he needs to. I think you guys will like this dude a lot. It's Blake Fisher, offensive tackle, or am I right? Yeah, offensive tackle from Notre Dame. Good stuff. Now the next dude, Matt Goncalves from Pitt. He's another guy that can do very well on the offensive line, but his attribute that I kind of liked is the fact that he was always downfield when he was running the ball. Yes, I'm talking about running the ball again because I think it's important. I think he's that type of guy that can get down the field when we need to. I think that would be a habit for him to where it would help our 3rd and short, or any type of short, 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or 4th and short. I think he's that guy that we can count on to be at the right spot when we need it. Very good player. And I don't think he's going to be a starter day one. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to sit for a little bit and learn more nuances of offensive line from Arthur Smith. But I think he's going to be a great, great player for us. Now, the next guy, yeah, man. We lost Deontay Johnson. But why not replace him with Xavier Leggett if we can get him? Okay. Now, as I'm doing this, if you guys notice, I'm going from one angle to the next. The very first guy I got was on the 6th round, and I'm working my way up. So this guy that I'm looking at right now is the 2nd rounder. Okay. The 2nd rounder guy, if we can get him. Of course, I wouldn't mind getting him first, but that's not who I want in the 1st round. Xavier Leggett is a Deontay Johnson, Antonio Brown, Santonio Holmes, but at 6'1" and 220 pounds. Arm length, forget that, wingspan of 77. The dude can make up for errant throws in his direction. If he stacks a cornerback, there's a good chance. I would say 90% of the time, 95% of the time, he's going to catch it. He's powerful, he's strong, and my favorite part is, not only is he 6'1", 221, he had a 40-yard dash of 4.39. It's all good. I think this guy has a lot of good attributes that can be used to help us against teams like Baltimore, who has good defensive backs. I would definitely say the Bengals and the Browns. And if we get past those guys, we got a very good chance of doing good against any other team out there because, we play those guys twice a year, every year. And if we can get dominant with them, we got a good chance of doing pretty good against the other teams that we have to go against. But let's forget all that. The biggest thing I like about this guy is he's strong and he's powerful. And, shoot, he reminds me of a more athletic version of Sammy Coates. So, athleticism, he can catch, he can run routes, he can get open, he can run open, he can help the quarterback in immense ways, especially when it comes to his catching radius. Man, him as a secondary receiver would be a beautiful thing. You're talking about Calvin Austin, George Pickens, and if we can get this Leggett guy, come on, y'all. Smiles. Us freaking high-fiving each other in the freaking Steeler bars. This guy would be the reason why we're doing it so much. No joke. Now the next guy. This guy I like a lot. This is J.C. Latham. Now, there's going to be many people that's going to say, look, these guys you're mentioning, Xavier Leggett, especially J.C. Latham, might not be there for us. but they might be. And if we get a chance to get him, you guys are going to be very happy. This guy runs a 40 and what is it, 4.8. How big is this guy? 6'6", 342. Okay, who cares about all those attributes? What does he do in the field? How can I put this? He's a day one starter for sure. We have a guy that's playing on the left tackle that should be on the right side. He will be on the right side and probably, with God's blessing, won't look back. That will be his permanent position because that's what he does all the time. He is a natural right tackle. We can get old boy back on his natural left tackle mode and keep on pushing through. And when I mean pushing through, I mean getting some very good yards when it comes to our running game and getting some very good blocks when it comes to our passing. Give the offensive line, the quarterback, the whole offense confidence of doing their job. Now, I just mentioned all these players from the draft. I don't know who we're going to get out of the list, but I'm hoping we get all of them. And if we don't get all of them, I would say a higher percentage of at least the first 5 rounds. So let's see what happens. Let's enjoy this draft. And, of course, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors when it comes to Pittsburgh's draft targets. But this is just what I figure would be good for us. And I think you guys would like it if y'all do some review yourself of certain players or the ones that I just picked. So you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Go Steelers and go Steeler Nation. Thank you guys for everything. God bless y'all. I don't think I turned it off yet. Boom. Still running. Oh my gosh, I can't turn it off.